Another point, and I keep thinking about this to explain why the Browns wouldn't do it a year ago. A year ago, they were still trying to get a new stadium financed.
Yeah.
And they broke ground late 2025, early 26. They did a deal, I think it was around November or December of 2025. I don't think it's foolish to wonder whether or not they kept Myles Garrett because they didn't want to piss off the fan base in a year that they're holding out their hand for a big old pile of public money. After you get the commitment and you break ground and you know you're getting a stadium, if the fans don't like it, no consequence.
Yeah.
They're still going to show up for the games. But it may have been harder to get whatever the public contribution is if everybody was pissed off that they traded Myles Garrett. I don't know. I keep thinking about that because it's the one big change. So, Garrett,
Yeah. Yeah, so
I guess my sound is out.
Your sound's been going on in and out. It's been a little bit in and out. So yeah, that's why I missed you in a few of the things you said there. But I think what I heard what you said, and I understand what you're saying there about Myles Garrett. I don't doubt that Cleveland maybe was waiting, didn't want to do anything drastic with their football team or a guy like Myles Garrett while they're waiting for this whole stadium thing. I don't doubt that, Mike. I think there's probably some logic to that for sure. I hear you there. And also on top of that just did they ever get the offer that made sense, right? To where, again, we see posturing all the time when the season's over. Oh, we're never going to trade him. We're never going to trade him, right? And maybe they don't think they'll ever get the offer that they really want for that caliber of player, but they got it, and they made the move. But, again, like you've said, and calling the bullshit meter or let's throw the challenge flag. I mean, it's hard to believe Andrew Berry with, we were never going to trade him. We never thought we were going to trade him. When Todd Monken makes a comment to go, when I got hired, they told me it was no guarantee Myles Garrett would be here. So, I mean, obviously it was on their radar to a degree. Obviously they knew it was a possibility. And that's where, again, like you always say, we got to take this with a grain of salt sometimes with what coaches and GMs saying, because they're working a business that's personal to their life. And they're not going to let us know all the details of what's going on behind the scenes, and they got to, make it look like one thing so they can get another.
I thought of something as you were saying what you said, and I hope my microphone has been fixed because I think this is significant.
Yeah.
Hadn't thought of this in the past 2 days. You mentioned you get an offer ultimately that you just have to take, right? You can't write it off. You never know what the offer is going to be. You got to listen. Very rarely do you hang up the phone. And you mentioned that they told Todd Monken that there's no guarantee that Myles Garrett's going to be there when he got hired. And Monken had said that publicly on the same morning that they were finalizing this deal.
Right.
Remember what came out earlier this year? Remember what the Browns' big proposal was this year? Remember what it was? Their big rules change proposal?
The future picks.
About draft picks?
Yeah. Right.
5 years instead of 3.
Right.
And who was their big supporter? Who came out in favor of that?
Was it the Rams?
The Rams did.
It was the Rams. Holy cow. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I just wonder if they had a deal that they were contemplating that would have gone out that far.
Yeah.
Because why would the Browns propose it, and why would the Rams be pushing it as aggressive as they were? Kevin Demoff, the president of the Rams, was pushing it on social media. They were trying their damnedest to get this thing through, and it just makes me wonder, had they considered some sort of a thing where there were going to be draft picks to get this deal done beyond 2029? They took it right up to the limit, 27, 28, 29. You can't go beyond 29. If they had gotten that proposal passed, would the Myles Garrett trade that was done on Monday, had to be done on Monday because of the whole salary cap thing, would there have been 2030, 2031 picks? I'm a firm believer the team should be allowed to do it. And if my hunch here is correct, you had 2 teams that were willing to do it. The Rams willing to make the commitment beyond 2029, and the Browns willing to take the picks beyond 2029. And hadn't thought of that, but I don't think it's coincidence that the 2 teams at the forefront were the team that did this major trade that goes 3 years out with the draft.
It is interesting, and yeah, you're right. It makes me wonder too, and it is hard to believe that's just coincidence after seeing what just went down the other day. So we'll see, but you're right. That's something. Maybe somebody out there, and then one of the beat writers can ask them about that a little bit and see if they can connect some dots that way. I have a hard time believing like this just came out of nowhere, right? The Rams have shown an ability to get into these type of conversations with teams and keep it lock, stock, and two smoking barrels to where nobody knows, right? That was the complaint I heard from everybody in the NFL with the Matthew Stafford when they traded for him. Everybody found out a little too late that he might be available. The Rams were already going through the deal and the details of the trade where everybody was like, hey, wait, we like Matt Stafford. We'll trade something for him. And it was like, oh, no, too late. We've already got it going. I mean, so they've been good at that. And, yeah, I'd wonder that too, Mike. It's a very interesting point.
Here is a little bit, because I had a thought as you were saying that, and now it's disappeared.
Well, you're a little old.
I hate when that happens.
You're 61.
Think.
Sometimes you forget stuff.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Not
Getting
yet.
close.
I still have 5 days. Get your facts straight.
Yeah, that's right.
Get your facts straight. Here's Andrew Berry, the GM of the Browns, on the addition of Jared Verse, the first-round pick from 2024, who was also the Defensive Rookie of the Year.
He's obviously a huge part of this return for us. Jared is an outstanding football player. Former Defensive Rookie of the Year, 2-time original ballot Pro Bowler. He's a perfect DNA match for our attacking front. He's really a terror in both phases, both as a run defender and a pass rusher. And we are really, really excited to add him to our team. He allows us to continue to play defense as a high level, which has been our standard over the past several seasons. And we're really excited to welcome him into the organization.
Yeah, you see it there. And see, that explains what we're talking about with Jared Verse, too, Mike. I mean, Jared Verse is maybe never going to be the pass rusher that Myles Garrett is going to be, but this is still a phenomenal football player and a phenomenal leader on top of that, and a guy that you want kind of leading your defense as you go forward here. Yeah, I don't know if Jared Verse will ever get 16, 17 sacks a year, but I think he'll always be flirting around 8 to 14, somewhere in that range in a given year. And then like you heard Andrew Berry say, and what I kind of alluded to in the first segment, is it's more than just the pass rushing here with Jared Verse. He's phenomenal in the run game. So he's a phenomenal football player. You're not gonna have to adjust your defense just to go, oh, he's a good pass rusher. He doesn't play the run, so let's make sure we got a linebacker back here to help him in the run fit, and we got to organize around that. So he is awesome that way, and that's where they're going to welcome him. And it's a new era there in Cleveland. No Jim Schwartz on the defensive side. Todd Monken running the offense. Got a lot of young guys that are damn good on their football team that you look at and go, ooh, they got potential here. And now hopefully they can start to coach them up and really start to build something and get some confidence going in the organization.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.